So this is just going to be about slicing, which is the way we're doing a sort of rough classification, well, an automated classification. Automated classification is always done statistically, so we're using a very basic method by just basically slicing up the 5 bands into categories of 5 and trying to group them. They're done much more impressively on remote sensing packages such as ERDAS and Imagine, but we're just doing this as a test basically. What we're going to use is slice, so you just type in slice for a search and then you get slice for spatial analysis. Your input raster is just going to be this TIFF, so you can do the individual bands, but because the TIFF has all those bands together, the 5 bands, we're going to use that one. The output raster, just put wherever you want, but just make sure it's slicing, and then put the number of groups. So I'm going to try 6 groups. So just put it as a file name so you remember, bearing in mind that one of the groups will be the outside area not within the raster, which would just be the dark area I'll show you in a minute. So when you say 6, it'll actually effectively be 5 classifications that you can sort of understand, and one of them is just the boundary, which is just black. So then just match up that, so just put 6. Now you can play with equal interval or equal area or natural breaks. I mean, I wouldn't bother with equal area. That basically just gives you the same amount of cells across for each group, which doesn't really make much sense in our case, because we want to classify according to the cell characteristics. Natural break seems to be the best, which makes sense because it's sort of finding groups which have similar characteristics and matches them together, and finds a sort of natural break between them rather than an equal break. If you think about a sort of curve and dividing up a curve, sometimes you want the natural breaks rather than equal. You don't need to worry about the base zone, so just press OK, and then it will basically just give you a sort of rough classification, a different colour for each group. And I recommend, as I say, just playing around with it and just seeing, if you can go up to 10 classifications. And because this is automated, it's not going to be perfect. It's just to give you sort of an idea of classification. Other ways of doing classification in remote sensing imagery are to find a particular area, say the sea, take a test area, find out what the spectral signature of that area is, and then apply it to all other areas. So here we've got our 5. I'll just show you that 6th category. You can see it's this blue out here. So you can change the colour if you want in any way. So I'll just make it dark so you can see that it's just that outside area. If we return back to our reef here, you can see that it's sort of characterised some things quite well. I think I'll get rid of that because it's not so good. So you can see that we've got, well, it's characterised this area and this area as the same. So if we just colour that sort of blue, assuming that's water, so that does fit in with the idea of that being a lagoon. So that seems to have worked out quite well. And then you can sort of find different areas and just try and understand what they are, and once you know sort of one area is sea, that means water, then you can try and find other places with water. So it's saying that there's water in that area, which you can test either by ground truthing or using field photos or anything like that. So that's basically what slicing is. So have a go, see how many categories you can get, and what's most effective.